play around everything that the rogue can do.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to see if he can gamble where he should.
Yeah, and right now the rogue's hand is pretty good to deal with an early aggressive board, so I feel like Firebat's got to feel pretty confident about his ability to deflect the early aggression.
Backstabs here already, doesn't want this basically 3-2 for 1 mana because he assumes that Reynad has turn 2 mech, because they always do.
Yeah, and I feel like this dagger play, Prep Eviscerate, lets you put a dagger up in case you get deadly poison. So I feel like Firebat's ability to answer those early mechs is really, really strong. And if you look at Reynad's hand, it's not a complete whiff, but let's just say it's not as strong as it was last game. There are no 2-drop mechs that are going to be able to follow this very nicely. There are multiple outs in his deck that are going to help, but nothing like what he had last game.
Yeah, the mirror entity is definitely never something you want to draw. As Mech Mage, you'd rather see the Mad Scientist, obviously. But now this turn from Firebat is very strong. He has to expend three cards and the coin, but has a 3/3 on the board, and Reynad has nothing. So already on turn 3, Mech Mage is behind on the board. This is very bad for Reynad.
Yeah, I mean, it's far from decided yet. I mean, there are answers from both sides. This dagger is going to get the Clockwork Gnome for free, dealing a small amount of damage to Firebat, and to be honest, Mech Mage hasn't put enough pressure that Firebat is too worried, and Blingtron is, in Reynad's hand, almost a dead card, because you don't want to give that to a rogue. If she gets a good weapon and gets deadly poisons up, this could lead to just, you know, a complete snowball.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I wouldn't say Blingtron's a dead card, but I'd say it's probably going to be a huge gamble, and it's going to decide who takes the edge on turn 5 here. Obviously, Reynad gets a 3/4 and Firebat doesn't, but then he uses his whole turn for this. So if Blingtron whiffs, gives Reynad a bad weapon, gives Firebat a good one, that's going to be pretty much game. But if Reynad gets
he's
a
going to
good
have
weapon,
to try it out, but it's such a gamble play, because if
Arcanite Reaper
and Perdition's
then
Blade, I believe. Something along the lines of Perdition's Blade is 3 damage to attack.
So it's
oh, it's Fire War Axe or Eagle Hornbow, that's right. Alright, so Deadly Poison, Tinker's Sharpsword, Oil. If you are praying for Blade Flurries, I mean, this current board state is incredibly strong with Fire. Like, Firebat, Deadly Poison, Tinkers gives him a weapon that has a total of 7 attack. It's not enough to justify doing without Blade Flurry. But if you did have it, then that would just be an incredible moment.
So he's prepping Fan. This is gonna kill one of the minions, be able to kill the second one. I mean, Reynad's weapon gave him 10 damage. I mean, this Blingtron was 5 mana, get a 3/4, and Pyroblast.
Yep.
That is value.
Yeah, this is the reason Blingtron is actually playable in Mech Mage, and pretty much nowhere else. It fits the deck like no other, because it also contributes to your general game plan, which is either put damage to the face, and you're also getting a mech on the board that has 4 health. Doesn't seem like, you know, the most amount of health, but with the weapon that you can use as removal, you're securing your board. You have the ability to just go face if you need to press the damage, and overall, it's quite a strong card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now Firebat's going to be able to stabilize faster because he has this Fiery War Axe, but it's also going to stabilize at a lower HP.
No, but he's doing perfectly fine here. If you look at the board, Reynad's Frostbolt is going to be able to answer this 3/3, but the War Axe is helping Firebat as much as the Reaper might have helped Reynad in this case.
Yeah. So this is still anybody's game.
This Snow Chugger is pretty much on perfect curve here. He's going to allow to get Reynad the ability to freeze the rogue, at which point the deadly poisons are pretty problematic. I mean, Firebat might even have to attack into the Snow Chugger and freeze himself. Oh, never mind.
So you deadly poison Tinkers, hit face, and then...
No, you kill the golem and you Blade Flurry, you Tinkers later.
Oh,
if you get frozen, you lose the game. It takes very little here. That Snow Chugger is one of the biggest threats to Firebat's long-term plan here in this game. And if Water Elemental comes out, well, Firebat, you tried. Well, he can still win this game. A good sap here to set up a nice follow-up. But this 6 health is a lot. Eviscerate would be amazing. to get anything done here against this water elemental. Not exactly the most annoying minion in general, but when played against a rogue who needs her weapons, as most rogues who play the game now actually do, they're all very, weapon centric. This leaves them with very little, playability at this point. He can just freeze with the coolant and go face.
This scientist doesn't really matter because we've seen both mirror entities. So it's just a 2-2 body, which is better than nothing when you're trying to push for damage, but I guess Reynad at this point is just waiting for Antonidas get value with the spare part and take the game.
Alright, so this Mad Scientist is a dead card, and this double Tinkers is going to allow Firebat to, well, maybe a single Tinkers is at least going to allow Firebat to trade that 3-3 away. Whether he plays the second one or not is probably going to wait until he finds another minion, because his weapon will become 7 attack. So he does have 14 damage from, this specific circumstance, and all he has to do is wait for another minion to get it out. Oh, wow.
Of course.
Reynad getting Snow Chugger into Water Ellie, and as soon as Firebat's about to be able to deal with it, another freeze comes out.
There's a Shiv, okay. Maybe he can draw... I don't know what he wants. I guess you'd want a Violet Teacher just so you can...
Oh, wow.
Have a minion, but...
6, 9. He can have a 9 damage weapon, but he can only use it once. That's the big issue.
Which would be a 9, another 9 with Blade Flurry. Then you have to draw your second Blade Flurry and an extra 3 damage before Reynad gets lethal. Looks like he's going for it.
I think you have to hope for that Blade Flurry that will remove the Snow Trigger, or you could just go face for 7 and let the Deadly Poison act as a combo starter for perhaps another, like an Eviscerate play or something, if anything comes up.
But then you don't have lethal with this. You need...
Oh,
okay.
Wow. There comes the Eviscerate.
Well, he still needs, even if he gets Blade Flurry next turn, he still needs 1 damage. So he might be forced to eviscerate the Chugger if he ever wants to attack. This is so hard.
Yeah, he has to eviscerate the Chugger. He's gonna be taking 2 less damage. I mean, unless a mech is found for Reynad off the top again with an amazing top deck.
Oh, this is game. Ugh.
He has to freeze. Well, can Emergency Coolant freeze a friendly minion? I've never seen it, so I wouldn't know. Oh yeah, it can. Okay, never mind.
Wow.
Alright.
So, Reynad is gonna 3-0.
Well, no, he just needs a Blade Flurry and he might still live. And there it is.
Oh,
Blade
wow.
Flurry first,
Okay,
you
never
kill the
mind.
Antonidas, you dagger up, you prepare Deadly Poison, and there's still a chance of Firebat's, staying in this game.
Firebat needs 1 damage next turn if Reynad doesn't top deck any burn.
A lethal, exactly. Reynad needs to top deck 1 damage as well. And he doesn't.
But then that prevents Firebat's lethal.
Yep, that is, there's no more Blade Flurries left.
And then ping, is there a way Firebat can
Sap?
have lethal?
No.
If he has healing?
Sprint.
Heal bot?
Uh-oh. Let's see what comes out of this.
Yeah.
Ah, the sprint. This is what
Wow.
Firebat wanted to see right now, I think. So this is going to be game. Reynad's going to get it.